In 1973, a group of about 20 folks from the Goshen College community began meeting on a regular basis during the week while attending local Mennonite churches on Sundays. Beginning in early 1974, this group took leadership in calling together several house fellowships in a larger corporate structure. As they met for regular worship, the Sunday morning gathering became an assembly of smaller groups. Thus, the name Assembly was adopted, and a new Mennonite church was born. In 1979, an empty factory building was purchased for use as a meeting house. A major building addition and renovation was carried out in the 1990s, and a second renovation and addition was completed in 2020. As Assembly's physical space expanded and developed, careful attention was paid to energy efficiency. High-efficiency heating and climate control systems were included in the renovations, and LED lights have been installed throughout the building. In 2017, a solar power system was installed, then doubled in 2019 after the building expansion. In 2011, a climate care ministry team was formed which promoted a number of initiatives to engage the congregation in thinking more deeply about our environmental impact. This was reformed as the Green Team in 2022. However, Assembly has not taken the step of formally declaring a goal of achieving carbon neutrality. To be carbon neutral means that an organization either takes actions that reduces its carbon footprint to zero or that it takes measures to offset the carbon that it produces. This project is an attempt to quantify Assembly's current carbon footprint and to suggest several pathways for the congregation if we would adopt the goal of achieving carbon neutrality. I'm going to focus on 3 ways that Assembly can have a significant carbon footprint. The first is our use of electricity. In 2019, the church finished the installation of a 26-kilowatt solar power system. Because of reduced building usage in 2020 and 2021, the system produced more than the church used, resulting in a reserve of solar energy credit held by NIPSCO, Assembly's utility company. This includes the usage by an electric car charging station, which is free and open to the public. At current consumption and production rates, Assembly has enough kilowatt hours banked to last about 7 years. This means that at this time, the congregation's electricity use is carbon neutral. A second way that the congregation produces atmospheric carbon that contributes to climate change is the use of natural gas. At this time, all of the church's space and water heating needs are being met by burning natural gas, resulting in the consumption of 2,400 therms of gas in 2023. Burning this amount of natural gas contributes about 14 tons of CO2 to the atmosphere. Assembly also adds to its carbon footprint because of the amount of fossil-fueled vehicles being driven by congregants and the staff. Based on a weekly average in-person attendance of 200 and some assumptions about how many people bike, walk, or drive electric cars, I estimate that about 12,000 miles are driven in fossil-fueled powered vehicles annually. At an average of 25 miles per gallon, about 480 gallons of gas are consumed because of the existence of the Assembly Church. This amount of gasoline being burned produces 5 tons of atmospheric CO2. If we add the amounts of CO2 produced by our burning of natural gas and gasoline together, we have a total carbon footprint of 19 tons of CO2 each year. So, what are some options for offsetting Assembly's carbon footprint and becoming carbon neutral? The solar power system was installed with infrastructure that would allow an increase of 25% more production. If that extra production capacity was installed, the congregation would be carbon positive in its electrical consumption for the foreseeable future, meaning that we would produce significantly more electricity than we would consume. The electricity produced by the church above what is consumed feeds into the public grid and displaces electricity produced from fossil fuels. We can also offset our carbon footprint by purchasing carbon credits. By purchasing carbon credits, individuals or organizations can offset the amount of carbon they produce by donating money to projects that reduce atmospheric carbon by the same amount. These projects are verified by third parties and enable the reduction of more emissions at a lower cost than is possible acting alone. Assembly has several options for offsetting our carbon emissions. One way would be to purchase carbon credits through Carbon Neutral Indiana. Assembly could purchase verified carbon credits through Carbon Neutral Indiana, a nonprofit organization that acts as an agent or broker for individuals or organizations to purchase carbon credits. Projects funded by carbon credits purchased through Carbon Neutral Indiana support a variety of ways to reduce atmospheric carbon, from planting trees to capturing methane at landfills, to destroying chemical byproducts from industry safely, and even to feeding cows all-natural garlic and citrus to reduce the methane they produce. It would cost Assembly $380 annually to purchase enough carbon credits through Carbon Neutral Indiana to offset the 19 tons of carbon that we are adding to the atmosphere. Another option would be for a surcharge of 23 cents per therm, the congregation can enroll in NIPSCO's Green Path Plan. The utility would then purchase carbon offsets equal to the carbon added to the atmosphere by Assembly's natural gas usage. This would add an additional $550 to the church's annual gas bill, which is about $2,000 at current prices. Another option would be to work with the City of Goshen to plant trees. In 2019, the City of Goshen officially adopted a tree canopy goal of 45 by 45, 45% tree canopy cover by 2045. To reach this goal, the city needs to plant 2,000 trees each year. Assembly could support this citywide initiative by financial and volunteer labor support. So in conclusion, Assembly has done very well that has a minimal heating and air conditioning load for a building of its size, installing a smart energy management system for climate control, and installing all LED lighting, and meeting all of our electrical needs with solar power. We can take the next step by committing to being carbon neutral by maximizing our solar production through the addition of more solar panels, purchasing carbon offsets either through NIPSCO or Carbon Neutral Indiana, and partnering with the City of Goshen in their 45 by 45 tree planting campaign.